The world of casinos is a dazzling stage, brimming with opulent lights, tantalizing dreams of wealth, and endless thrills on the surface, yet concealing a meticulously crafted trap that silently devours players' fortunes. It's not merely a place of entertainment but a finely tuned wealth-harvesting machine, where every gear, every beam of light, every smiling waiter exists for one ultimate purpose: to ensure your money flows from your pocket into the casino's vault. Roulette, a seemingly simple yet captivating game, is just a microcosm of the casino's many offerings. With its straightforward rules, fast pace, and instant results, it draws countless players. But as I've witnessed firsthand, it hides many unspoken secrets. The mechanisms manipulated behind the scenes and the seemingly random outcomes may, in fact, be controlled by sophisticated equipment and cunning tactics. Casinos are never designed to let players win. Their goal is to ensure the house holds an absolute advantage in every spin, every hand. This so-called house edge is precisely calculated through mathematical formulas, guaranteeing that no matter how hard players try, the casino always wins in the long run. This edge is the cornerstone of the casino's business model, enabling them to build grand palaces, cover massive expenses, and reap staggering profits. It's not a secret but a publicly acknowledged mathematical fact. Yet, the casino's brilliance lies in its use of countless psychological tricks and environmental designs to make you forget this cold reality, convincing you that you're the exception who can beat the odds. The allure of roulette lies in its intuitiveness and immediacy. Players simply pick a number, color, or section, then watch the ivory ball dance gracefully across a polished wooden wheel, clinking against metal dividers before dramatically settling into a slot under everyone's gaze. The process is steeped in suspense, seemingly brimming with randomness and fairness, but the truth is far from it. A well-designed roulette wheel should theoretically be a near-perfect random event generator, but perfection exists only in theory. In reality, roulette tables can be manipulated. Historically, casinos have used crude but effective methods to influence the ball's landing spot. Hidden motors beneath the wheel to subtly alter its speed at specific moments, tiny magnetic devices embedded under certain numbers to interact faintly with a metal cord ball, or more advanced electronic systems triggered by dealers through discrete buttons or pedals, applying nearly imperceptible forces to the ball. These techniques are no secret within the industry, at least in certain circles. Seasoned gamblers share tales of rigged wheels, describing how the ball eerily avoids heavily bet areas, as if guided by an invisible hand. Shockingly, even when such manipulations are exposed, casinos rarely face substantial penalties. Most accusations are dismissed as players' paranoia or unprovable conspiracy theories, raising questions about whether regulators are truly doing their job or if there's an unspoken pact between them and the casinos. The Gaming Control Board, a name that exudes authority, is supposed to be the final bastion of fairness, protecting players' interests by inspecting equipment, reviewing procedures, and investigating complaints to ensure every game adheres to transparent, just rules. Yet, the reality is that the gambling industry and its regulators are often entangled in intricate symbiotic relationships. The industry is a massive economic engine, a golden goose generating vast tax revenues and countless jobs for governments and local economies. This deep economic reliance makes regulators hesitant to crack down on casinos' misconduct, often turning a blind eye or, in some cases, acting as their shield. After all, without the casino's consistent profits, what would justify the existence of the Gaming Control Board? Their budgets and authority are tied to the industry's prosperity. This interdependence makes it difficult for regulators to impose harsh measures that could dent the casino's profitability. Moreover, many modern casinos are backed by wealthy multinational corporations with the resources to evade risks through powerful lobbying teams, top-tier legal defenses, or covert tactics. These companies boast legal teams capable of turning black into white, using lawful political donations or carefully orchestrated PR campaigns to sway regulatory decisions and safeguard their interests. A hearing on tightening regulations often devolves into a toothless spectacle under the casino's financial and influential onslaught. Beyond roulette, other casino games are equally laden with carefully designed traps. Take slot machines, the most ubiquitous and profitable fixtures in casinos, known colloquially as one-armed bandits. These machines dazzle with vibrant colors, pleasant sounds, and engaging animated stories, appearing as simple games of chance, but their internal random number generators, RNGs, can be programmed to favor certain outcomes. The RNG, a microchip generating millions of numbers per second, locks in a number the moment you press the spin button, determining the symbols displayed. Theoretically, this process is random, but random doesn't mean equal. Casinos can tweak the PARS sheet, probability accounting report, to precisely set the weight of each symbol's appearance. For instance, jackpot symbols can be weighted extremely low, while symbols yielding small wins are weighted higher. Players may occasionally hit small payouts, but these aren't oversights, they're deliberate psychological traps. These small wins are bait, luring players to keep feeding the machine. Casinos masterfully exploit operant conditioning, using irregular, intermittent rewards to make players crave pressing the button, much like Pavlov's dogs. Even more insidious is the near-miss effect. Slot machines are programmed to frequently display almost winning scenarios. 2 jackpot symbols land on the pay line, but the third stops just above or below. Mathematically, this is no different from a complete loss, but to the player's brain, it feels like a near victory. Studies show near misses activate the same brain reward pathways as wins, releasing dopamine and fostering the illusion that a big win is just one spin away, driving players to bet more. This psychological manipulation permeates casinos, from lighting arrangements to music choices to complimentary drinks. Lighting is often soft and warm, creating a womb-like, comforting atmosphere, interspersed with flashing colors to spark excitement. Background music is carefully calibrated, not too intense to cause anxiety, nor too soothing to induce drowsiness, but just right to keep players energized without fatigue. Casino design itself is a sophisticated science aimed at distorting reality. Step into any major casino, and you'll notice the absence of clocks, windows, or natural light. This maze-like layout is designed to make players lose track of time, immersing them in an eternal now of gambling. Carpets often feature vibrant, swirling patterns, and walls are painted in stimulating reds and golds to maintain excitement. Even chair ergonomics are calculated, blending human engineering and psychology to ensure players can sit for hours without fatigue, unconsciously extending their stay. While you focus on the tables or slots, scantily clad waitstaff glide by, offering free drinks, often alcoholic, a catalyst for eroding rational judgment and amplifying impulsivity. Some casinos even release pleasant scents into the air circulation system, a tactic called scent marketing, to subconsciously heighten players' excitement and well-being. These seemingly unrelated elements form a seamless, airtight psychological trap, emptying players' wallets without them realizing. More unsettling still, casinos don't just manipulate game outcomes and psychology on a physical level. They leverage cutting-edge technology in the digital age to amplify their inherent edge. The rise of online casinos has players betting in virtual realms, but this doesn't make the games fairer. On the contrary, virtual rules are entirely coded by the casinos themselves. Algorithms can be fine-tuned with greater precision and secrecy to ensure the house's long-term gains. Some unregulated or poorly regulated rogue platforms may even tamper with software or fake randomness to outright deceive players. For example, in online poker, server-side programs can see all players' whole cards, orchestrating dramatic, bad beats at critical moments to provoke emotional tilt and irrational betting. With servers often located in legally murky offshore havens, regulation is nearly impossible, and players' complaints vanish into the void. Online gambling also introduces new risks, like data breaches or bank account theft, adding devastating losses beyond gambling itself. Online casino interfaces are designed to be irresistibly engaging, with dazzling animations and satisfying sound effects for every click and spin, further luring players into forgetting they're wagering real money behind the cold digital facade. The casino's profit model doesn't just rely on cold mathematics and technical manipulation. At its core, it's built on a scalpel-sharp understanding of human nature. They know most people don't enter casinos to methodically build wealth, but to chase intense thrills and a fleeting escape from life's troubles. Casinos amplify this thrill through various means, most notably by hyping massive jackpots. The astronomical jackpot figures scrolling at entrances and corners, flashing lights, and deafening sound effects celebrating even minor wins bombard players' senses, whispering, "You could be next." Yet, the reality is brutal. Jackpot odds are often so minuscule that winning a life-changing sum is less likely than being struck by lightning twice. For instance, some progressive slot jackpots have odds as low as 1 in 50 million, meaning a player spinning 24/7 might need decades for a single theoretical chance. Casinos never advertise these odds. They only flaunt the tantalizing prize in oversized fonts. Information asymmetry is another critical, omnipresent trap. Players are typically clueless about true odds, volatility, or the mathematical models behind games, while casinos hold all the key data, continuously analyzed and optimized by actuaries. In roulette, betting on a single number pays 35 to 1, but with 37 or 38 slots, including 0 or 00, the fair payout would be 36 or 37 to 1. This small gap is the house edge. Players may feel they're winning in short bursts, but they overlook the law of large numbers, which dictates that over time, random outcomes align with theoretical probabilities, and the house's edge inexorably drains their funds like boiling a frog in warm water. Some casinos even peddle misleading info, like touting a game's 98% return rate, which is only theoretical under perfect strategy, nearly impossible for average players in high-pressure, temptation-laden environments. Beyond technical and psychological tactics, casinos use seemingly generous loyalty programs to bind players tightly to their chariot. VIP programs or loyalty plans offer enticing perks, free hotel stays, fine dining discounts, concert tickets, or cashback. But these are no free lunches. Their costs are pre-calculated into the casino's mathematical models, paid for by players' future losses. These programs foster a sense of belonging, making players feel valued, while membership cards track their habits with chilling precision. Casinos know your favorite slots, betting patterns, average wager, and when you're likely to walk away. Using this data, they craft hyper-targeted marketing, like sending free game credits for your preferred machine on your birthday to lure you back. High-end casinos even assign personal casino hosts to big spenders, who build friendships to comfort you in losses and celebrate wins, all to keep you betting longer. The globalization of casinos has fertilized the spread of these schemes. As the industry expands internationally, especially in loosely regulated emerging markets, major players extend their reach. Casinos in regions like Southeast Asia or Eastern Europe often face lax oversight, enabling rampant, blatant cheating. Tourists drawn by exotic allure and unfamiliar with local laws are particularly vulnerable, with little recourse against unfair treatment. In some areas, international casinos collude with local gangs or illicit forces, heightening risks to players' finances and even personal safety. Despite the casino's intricate web of deception, players aren't entirely powerless, though their options are more about loss mitigation than profit. First, understanding the rules and true odds of your chosen game is crucial. While most games favor the house, some, like blackjack with favorable rules, e.g., 3:2 payouts, surrender allowed, or certain video poker variants, have lower house edges when played with optimal strategy. Second, setting ironclad budget and time limits is a lifeline to avoid the gambling abyss. Decide your loss cap before entering, and leave decisively once it's hit, regardless of wins or losses. Casinos are designed to erode rationality and time awareness, so maintaining a clear head and steely discipline is vital. Bring only your budgeted cash, leave cards behind, or entrust your wallet to a non-gambling friend. Choosing reputable, tightly regulated casinos, e.g., in Nevada or New Jersey, can also reduce the risk of outright fraud, as these venues prioritize compliance to avoid license revocation. Still, this doesn't negate their legal, math, and psychology-based scams. Yet, we must face the sobering truth. Even with every precaution, casinos hold an unshakable advantage. Their profit model rests on the ironclad foundations of modern mathematics and centuries-old psychology, refined through countless iterations into a near-impenetrable system. For most, entering a casino is like stepping into a meticulously staged hunting ground, with you as the prey. The outcome is often decided the moment you walk in. Financial ruin, emotional toll, and lingering regret. Rather than pinning hopes on a small gambling table, your time and hard-earned money are better invested in meaningful, certain pursuits, like self-improvement, family, or hobbies. Casinos may offer fleeting, illusory thrills, but they will never, ever be a fair game. On a broader societal level, the unchecked expansion of the gambling industry raises profound, thorny issues. Gambling addiction, now recognized by the WHO as a mental health disorder, is a global public health crisis. Countless individuals, driven by addiction, lie, embezzle, and lose families, careers, and entire lives. Governments and regulators, reaping hefty tax revenues, often turn a blind eye to the industry's devastating social toll, broken homes, rising crime, and strained mental health services. Some countries have taken steps, like curbing casino ads, mandating in-casino break reminders, or boosting addiction support, but these pale against the industry's marketing juggernaut. For sustainable, responsible growth, the industry needs transparent, stringent regulation prioritizing public welfare to protect the vulnerable. Casino schemes extend beyond the gaming floor, woven into a broader, integrated business model. Modern casino resorts, tied to five-star hotels, Michelin-starred dining, luxury shopping, and world-class entertainment, create self-contained empires. Their goal: capture all your spending, beyond gambling, within their ecosystem. Losses at the tables are just the tip of the iceberg. Inflated hotel rates, overpriced meals, and impulse luxury purchases pad the casino's profits. This creates a captive audience effect, trapping your wallet in their carefully curated loop. In the digital age, casinos' use of big data is increasingly alarming. Advanced systems track your every move, via loyalty cards, slot activity, betting records, even facial recognition through eye-in-the-sky surveillance, analyzing habits, preferences, and emotions. AI processes this data to craft detailed player profiles, enabling hyper-personalized marketing. If you show signs of leaving after losses, a host might offer a free meal or show ticket to keep you gambling. This data-driven approach gives casinos an almost omniscient edge in their psychological chess game with players. The globalization of casinos also carries deep cultural implications. In places like Monaco or Macau, gambling is packaged as upscale entertainment or cultural heritage. Elsewhere, it's stigmatized as moral decay. These disparities complicate global regulation. In some Asian nations, gambling is a social or business ritual, drawing crowds, while in Puritan-rooted Western countries, it's tightly controlled to curb crime and protect the vulnerable. This allows multinational casino giants to tailor strategies to local cultures and laws, maximizing profits. To soften their predatory image, casinos sponsor sports, charities, and cultural events, projecting social responsibility. High-profile donations to hospitals or scholarships win public favor and media praise, but these are calculated moves to draw more patrons and dampen regulatory scrutiny. Even casino staff are ensnared in the deception. Dealers undergo rigorous training, not just in game mechanics but in psychological manipulation to extend players' stay and bets. They're taught to read emotions, excitement, frustration, fatigue, and respond strategically, turning every employee into a cog in the casino's grand scheme.